Episode 8, Rondé.
Episode 8, week 1, though. This is the start of weekly episodes on the Rondé Barber Show. I just thought about when you could use that Shut Up Rondé.
Oh, okay.
Whenever I start to talk bad about Baker Mayfield, you just hit, bam.
Got it. I'll hit it right. You're right there.
Don't.
There it is. John Gruden, who will be on the show now, basically on a weekly basis if I hit that button. But it's a lot of fun to be here, and it's even more fun to begin weekly episodes, Rondé, because the Bucs escape Atlanta with a thrilling victory on a final missed kick by Younghoe Koo in Atlanta. I mean, talk about a thriller. I don't know about you. I jumped.
Let's first of all talk about, I love week 1 of the NFL season.
Yeah.
Hope runs eternal for all 32 teams. And then, reality sets in when Cleveland's back to 0-1. But the Bucs 1-0. They got a game lead on everybody in the division, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, this was a game, 3 second half lead changes. There was plenty of heroics by both quarterbacks, honestly. Michael Penix, getting his 5th start, his first one of his second year, looked pretty good. And then it came down to some bad kicking.
Yeah, no, on both sides. Yeah, no, Chase McLaughlin with significant miss there, and then Younghoe Koo. I was, did Todd Bowles, did the timeout, does that work?
I don't know. I was there. I was in the stadium. Younghoe made the kick when he took the timeout, and he actually pulled it to the left. It went through the uprights, but he pulled it to the left, and then obviously the timeout worked because he missed it to the right. But none of that would have mattered if Chase would have made his extra point, which he missed after they scored the touchdown, the second touchdown to Emeka Egbuka. And to be honest with you, I hate when games come down to a missed kick. But if Atlanta had been, and it's easy to, we're Wednesday recording this show. It's
Wednesday morning quarterbacking.
It's very easy to say this now, but if Chase had made that kick and Atlanta had to go down and try to score a touchdown, it may have been a little bit different. They drove the length of the field, on that last drive and just were running out of time. But shots at the end zone, those are the ones that are heartbreaking because, if they were down by 4 instead of 3, and so they're not trying to tie the game, they're actually trying to win the game, it could have been a little bit different outcome. But all said and done, we got a W. We snuck out of there. It's a road win in the division. Just take it and don't look back.
Enormous, especially after, of course, the outcome against Atlanta last season. Now, you were in Atlanta. What was the feeling in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the aftermath of it? I mean, I'm sure as a Bucs fan, folks elated, but I'm sure Atlanta. That's a deflating loss if you're a Falcons fan.
Right. Well, I tell you this: the first quarter felt like it could have been 21-0 Atlanta. They were on a roll, man. That first drive, obviously. You get the ball to Bijan, and good Lord, he's a tough dude to deal with. And then the next 2 drives, if we wouldn't have gotten stops at key points, I mean, their second drive of the day, Atlanta looked like they were going to just push the length of the field and score again, but then we got a stop down in around the 40 or whatever, and they had to punt. But it looked real easy for Atlanta's offense early in that football game, and then we go 3 and out, and then we go 4 and out or whatever on the next possession. Atlanta had a chance to get on top, and they didn't. So I'll give a lot of credit to Todd Bowles and his defense. They found ways to get those stops early in the game to keep this competitive, because I'm telling you, in that stadium, it felt like it was going to be a blowout early in that game.
Yeah, no. I mean, producer Redfield Jr. Picking the word escape. We escape Atlanta, kind of like escaping New York, or what are the movies? The great movies. But
Escape WFLA.
Escape WFLA. We escaped Atlanta with this victory, and to open up on the road and being 1-0 with a division win, just absolutely enormous for the Bucs. So we'll begin the show here today. Off the top, we're going to ask Rondé Barber his best and worst performances from the Buccaneers on this past Sunday against Atlanta. Do you want to start best or worst?
Let's start with the worst. Let's start with worst, because it actually speaks to those early drives in the game. Worst player. Now I have high expectations for Baker Mayfield. Get ready to hit this button. But he was not his best. in that game.
Oh, I have it.
Shut up, Rondé.
Well done. He ultimately made two of the best throws he's made as a Buck late in this game to Emeka Egbuka. But to me, the worst performance of the day was Servassier Dennis. And I know we did him in the preseason, and he played a lot in the preseason. He had high expectations for him. And that first touchdown to Bijan, he was nowhere near him. Kyle Pitts had a good day against him. Now, he was okay against the run. He played well against the run, but this guy is on the team, and he's a starter on this unit now because of his ability to play in space, and that's what they're looking for. That did not show up on Sunday, and he's got a long way to go to get some redemption in my mind, because there was one play, and it could have ended the game, and this is irking me because when I watched the film, this really was irking me. That fourth down scramble when Michael Penix ran out to the left and made the dive, and he was kind of out of bounds. He hit inbounds, maybe fumble, whatever. All that happened after that play could have been stopped, except for this guy decided to dive over the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Now, I know there's rules, and you don't want to hit the quarterback, but the game's on the line. Like a personal foul there, if you're trying to stop a running quarterback, and that's a whole nother conversation after what Patrick Mahomes did in that Thursday night game. When he get to the sideline, he starts running over people. But this is fourth down to win the game, and if you go back and watch that play, Servassier dove over Michael Penix. Like he wasn't trying to hit him, and him not hitting him allowed him to get that first down, and then them score the subsequent touchdown that made this a football game. So he didn't play terrible, but he was my worst player of the day for a couple of reasons, but mostly because of that last play on fourth down. Just run through the guy. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty. It's a first down anyways, and it's they're first and one at the one anyway, where they ended up. But if you hit him, if he just runs through the runner, the game's over right then. And yet we had to go through all the other stuff at the end of the game. So just saying.
Just curious.
Tape doesn't lie, JB. Tape does not lie. And I would tell this to Servassier, don't put that on tape anymore. That was not good, dude.
So after a play like that, what is it like for the other defenders, either in the huddle or on the sideline? Is it addressed? I mean, what do you think the conversation was like for the Bucs defense when Servassier is having, whether it's a mental lapse or otherwise? What's the conversation like?
It's not. You prop him up. You got to prop him up.
Yeah.
Tell him to keep going. I mean, he's starting for a reason, right? The guy he's got a lot of expectations on him. And I remember our last preseason game on WFLA, me and Chris Myers, he asked me, who has to step up on this defense? And I said, him. Servassier Dennis. We know what Levante David is. We know what our interior defensive linemen are with Vita Vea and Kalijah Cansey. We have expectation what we're going to get at edge rusher with Yaya and now Hassan Reddick. Like there's a couple of question marks on defense, and he's one of them. So he has to answer these questions, and that was not a good start to answering those questions. So just go back in the lab, realize that you didn't play well, and go out and try to be better the next day. And if you are, his talent should take over, is what I'm saying. He just needs to get it in his head that he can make those type of plays, and ultimately he will.